Dr. Slump is the series that cemented Akira Toriyama as a famous manga artist in 1980, 4 years before Dragon Ball hit the scene. The manga focuses on Senbei Norimaki, aka Dr. Slump himself, and his over-the-top robot invention, Arale. In each chapter they go on wacky adventures in their hometown known as Penguin Village, and even beyond that. That's the basic premise, but Dr. Slump is an extremely gag-centric and honestly very strange series, and it's one of the best works by Toriyama, the most funny by far at least. In 1981, Dr. Slump was adapted into its first anime series, titled Dr. Slump and Arale-chan. It was animated by Toei Animation and uses a similar art style to later Toriyama anime adaptations, like Dragon Ball Z, Pink, and Go-Go Ackman, just to name a few. For the sake of simplicity, I will be referring to this incarnation of Dr. Slump as the 80s Dr. Slump anime. Fast forward to the conclusion of Dragon Ball GT, when another TV show needed to fill the time slot in GT's place. That show was the second anime based off of the manga, this time simply referred to as Dr. Slump. We'll just call this the 90s Dr. Slump anime to decrease confusion, shall we? This anime followed on with the Dragon Ball GT art style with strong 90s aesthetics. I mean, just look at the first opening animation of this thing. Hell, it even has Arale in a GT Shenlong outfit in the very second episode. Anyway, the sad truth about these two shows is that they have never been, and probably never will be, dubbed by Funimation or any English-speaking anime company. I've been wanting to talk about Dr. Slump in English-speaking countries for a long time now, and since the Dragon Ball Super Episode 69 English dub was released, featuring Arale and Slump himself, I think the time is right. Before we talk about Dr. Slump in English, I must mention that even though the series has not been successfully licensed on the anime side of things, Viz Media has released all 18 volumes of the Dr. Slump manga. You can buy the entire Dr. Slump series in manga form on their website, and the translations are quite accurate. Other countries have also fully released the Dr. Slump manga, but unfortunately, as pointed out already, the anime adaptations weren't so lucky. Also, keep in mind that I am mostly talking about bringing over the original 80s Dr. Slump anime to the West, not the 1997 version. The reason? Well, the 90s Dr. Slump show is more of a reimagining/retelling of the Dr. Slump story than a direct adaptation, unlike the first anime incarnation, which most of the material was ripped straight from the manga. The first attempt at bringing the 80s Dr. Slump anime to the West was with Harmony Gold. This company is notorious for their failed attempt at dubbing Dragon Ball into English, but with their Dr. Slump dub, they didn't even get past episode 1. The pilot episode does exist, however, and has circulated online, but as I said before, the show didn't continue after that. Much like the Dragon Ball Harmony Gold dub, most of the character names have been altered from the Japanese version, with the exception of Arale and Slump. Well, Slump kind of. What I mean by this is that even though his actual name is Senbei Norimaki in the original manga and anime, the Harmony Gold dub only refers to him by Dr. Slump, his nickname. Apart from those two, everyone else's names are switched. Arale's friends Akane, Toru, and Pisuke are now Sandy, Butch, and Buddy. Ayoi Kimidori, who is a character that works at the coffee pot, is now Lois. And finally, Senbei's love interest and eventually wife, Midori Yamabuki, has her name changed to Tammy LaFox. I have no idea why Harmony Gold thought it was appropriate to alter their names so much, but they did it with the Dragon Ball characters too, so I'm not entirely surprised. Harmony Gold's version of Dr. Slump Episode 1 is also plagued with a few inaccurate dub changes and cut scenes entirely. Arale's eye test, Senbei buying girls' clothing, Arale meeting Akane for the first time, and Toru and Pisuke grabbing a drink from the talking vending machine are cut out from the Harmony Gold dub completely. When Arale wakes Senbei up by shoving a live grenade into his mouth and it exploding, that was edited to look like Arale was just giving him an extremely hot food recipe, as all references to the grenade were cut out. As for the dub changes, not necessarily the cut scenes, the first noteworthy one comes in when Mr. Pig announces the time in Penguin Village. In the Japanese, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen all around the world, morning has come to Penguin Village." The Harmony Gold dub, on the other hand, outright breaks the fourth wall by Mr. Pig welcoming us to the Dr. Slump show, quote-unquote. Being self-referential isn't something that Dr. Slump shies away from, not at all, but still, Mr. Pig in the Japanese version does not welcome the audience to the Dr. Slump show and only says the time. It doesn't ruin the dub by any stretch, but it does raise an eyebrow or two. I personally don't have an issue with this change, because in Dragon Ball Super Episode 69, infamous Dr. Slump villain Dr. Mascherito outright says HFIL in the Funimation dub, and that's about as self-referential as you can get, and it totally works. Another interesting dub change in the Harmony Gold dub that doesn't actually appear in the Japanese is when Senbei has finished building Arale and starts monologuing to himself. During the scene in Japanese, he says, "My talent frightens even me, to think I could build the perfect android with such ease," although in the Harmony Gold version he states, "The power of my brain is awesome. I've created a true living human. Frankenstein was a nobody compared to the amazing Dr. Slump." While both lines convey the same fundamental idea, the Harmony Gold version throws in a Frankenstein reference out of nowhere, which I honestly really dig. It's not entirely accurate, but considering there's Frankenstein-related imagery all over the original manga and anime, it fits. Even during the scene itself, there are lightning bolts coming down as Senbei is talking. Also, it's right in line with Toriyama's way of writing to include a reference like this. In his early one-shot works especially, like Wonder Island or Mysterious Rain Jack, Toriyama loves paying homage to a variety of films. In Mysterious Rain Jack, for instance, Dirty Harry is the main character, and the manga is a full-blown Star Wars parody. So yeah, Harmony Gold didn't do anything wrong with including Frankenstein into the line, because it's right in line with Toriyama. Disregarding the cutscenes, altered character names, and the semi-off voice cast, the Harmony Gold Dr. Slump dub is not that bad, especially for a first and only attempt at bringing the property over to the States. At least I can say that the Harmony Gold dub of Dr. Slump is better than that piss-poor attempt at dubbing Dragon Ball. With all of that said, all of that history about the first Dr. Slump dub, the core question I want to get to now is, will Funimation pick up Dr. Slump for an English dub, or at the very least a subbed home release? Probably not, and that sucks to say because both Dr. Slump anime are funny, clever, and overall entertaining shows. There are a couple of reasons as to why I don't think Dr. Slump will be dubbed in any capacity anytime soon. The first hurdle Funimation has to climb over to dub Dr. Slump is the licensing part, which is simple enough. The two Dr. Slump anime are Toei productions, not commissioned by Bandai Namco, Shonen Jump, or anyone like that. However, why would Funimation push to license Dr. Slump out for a Western release if there isn't a huge demand for it in, you know, the West? Even with Dr. Slump episode 69 bringing in Arale, Funimation creating an excellent dub for it, and people enjoying the episode itself, that doesn't mean Dr. Slump is now a sure thing to be dubbed. Another reason as to why Dr. Slump most likely won't get dubbed anytime soon is because, frankly, it's a difficult series to dub well. While Dr. Slump uses physical humor often, it also relies heavily on verbal jokes that can't be fully translated into English perfectly and leave the same impact. To compare with Dragon Ball, that is a show that discusses Eastern philosophy and culture but in a more subtle way, with Dr. Slump, it's way more obvious and in your face, the Eastern culture and whatnot, which may leave some viewers confused and need to look up a few things after they watch the episode. While Funimation will most likely not dub either Dr. Slump anime, that's not to say that they haven't dubbed any of the Dr. Slump characters into English. In Dragon Ball's Red Ribbon Army arc, Goku and General Blue travel to Penguin Village where they come across Arale and company, and of course they partake in a few crossover episodes together. Funimation dubbed these Dragon Ball / Dr. Slump episodes in 2002 with their in-house Texas voice cast, and Arale was played by Linda Young, the same voice of Frieza in the original Funimation dub. Additionally, Senbei Norimaki was voiced by Bryce Armstrong. A similar crossover occurs with Goku and Arale in Dragon Ball Movie 3, which was again dubbed in-house by Funimation, and Linda Young reprised her role. As pointed out in the beginning of this video, Arale returns to the Dragon Ball universe in Dragon Ball Super episode 43 and 69, and Brina Palencia voices her as expected. Oh, and since Bryce Armstrong retired voice acting altogether some time ago, Senbei is now voiced by R. Bruce Elliott in Funimation Super Dub. So yeah, Arale and Slump have been around the block before when it comes to being dubbed by Funimation, but a fully produced Dr. Slump English dub? It doesn't seem like Funimation's best interest, at least for now. That can all change, however, if there's enough fan support, which I can see happening, but it's all up in the air at this point. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.